All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Assassination Classroom, Season 2, Episode 16. 16, yes. The 15 was last episode with the 15-hit combo
Oh
from
my
Nagisa.
god, yeah.
Took her out good. But apparently, Bitch Sensei thought she could have gotten 40. Or that Nagisa should have been able to get 40.
It was quite a bit more, yes, that Nagisa could have gotten. We are in a situation, though, where Koro Sensei's backstory is being revealed in detail.
Yes.
A lot of it from the perspective of, well, not really the perspective of directly, but with Aguri's involvement. That's the older sister of Kayano. And the fact that she is kind of showing him another way to live life.
Right.
Like, something that is kind of involved in this whole backstory that's just kind of casually brought up is, oh yeah, he was the Reaper. Like, the actual Reaper.
No big deal.
Like,
just
before he had any tentacles or anything like that. No, he's just the actual Reaper.
Yep.
The one that we thought of as the Reaper was just the trainee.
Right.
Of,
even then
a betrayed, trainee, of Koro Sensei.
But apparently Koro Sensei is going to die regardless of whether they assassinate him or not.
Yeah.
That's...
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We've got his experiments going in such a way to where he thinks that he can manipulate them in such a way to where he'll eventually be able to get out. But they brought up a very interesting kind of point in the end of the episode that he's enjoying, for the first time, the happiness in being seen, given that his life was all about basically being unwanted or going seen,
unnoticed.
Basically. Yeah. This person who comes in and notices him and sees him for, more than just what he is, but who he is. It's making him really happy. And this, I believe, is like the perfect foreshadowing setup for how well he makes the students of Class 3E feel seen.
Right. Yeah.
Because
not just a bunch of failures and stuff.
Right, because this person showed him what it was like to be on the receiving end of that.
Yeah.
And that's going to be really special, because he does feel like the ultimate Class 3E transfer student in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And she's just having to go do special tutoring sessions out in a lab somewhere in order to help him.
But we know it's not going to end well.
Nope.
She's going to be dead, and he is going to promise to destroy the world.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's connect the dots, y'all.
Yep.
So without further ado, let's get into it.
Okay. And so it began. No, not at all. Oh, that's
like
his tie, isn't it?
Yeah. This is his moon tie.
Oh, that's cool. Almost like you're a new person now.
Right? Like, wow.
Oh, nice. Nice. Okay. All right.
Oh, this is beautiful. Whoa.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh my god.
Wait.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude. Koro Sensei didn't do it.
Yeah. So.
So, wait.
Okay.
A rat?
Oh god! Oh god! Alright.
Okay, okay. Oh.
This is it. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Alright. Yeah, maybe the whole solar system. Like.
Whoa.
Oh man.
Oh. Oh, crap. Come on.
He's trying to separate him.
Yeah,
like-
but still.
Because he knows he's gotta go. Don't do this, man. Right, there's the important line.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. Ah! Alright. Ah! That's gonna do anything.
It's a good joke. Yes. I'm sure this will work.
Oh.
Hey, you ever watched Elfin Lied?
Yeah, seriously. Seriously. The hallway. Yeah. The super-powered human light. Oh my god.
Oh, I shouldn't be laughing at this.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Well,
Yeah.
Well, okay.
You just
You're all
pissed him
dead.
off. Like. Yeah.
Oh.
There's the eye.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh.
You should have let me sleep.
Yeah, seriously. Oh.
Did
Is she like?
Did she get hurt
crushed
by the rubble?
Yeah, yeah. Oh no.
She seems fine.
Yeah. Oh.
そっちに行ってしまったらあなたはもう戻れない
Oh.
すべて見えていた。すべてが見えていた気になっていた。しかし、
Oh.
私を見ていた彼女の存在が
Oh.
私には見えていなかった。
Wow. Oh!
Wait,
Oh!
just like that?
Oh, that's cruel.
That's what it was?
なぜ
Yeah, okay.
あなたは止められない気がして
So she didn't even
あと
speak. Yeah.
0.1秒早く気づいていれば守れた。
Yeah.
触手を医療に使う訓練をしていれば救えた。
Oh.
どうして
Sure.
気づく時間はたっぷりあったのに殺す力を壊す力をどうして誰かのために使わなかった。私が殺したも当然だ。
あなたならたとえ殺されてもいいそのくらい大切に思えるからきっとあなたもそんな相手に巡り会えますよ
Okay.
君になら殺されても悔いはない。
Oh.
君以外にそんな相手がいると。
もし残された1年あなたの時間をくれるならあの子たちを教えてあげて
Alright.
あな
Yeah.
たと同じあの子たちも闇の中をさまよってる
Uh-huh.
すぐに見てあげれば
Yeah, if you could see them. Yeah.
なんて
And there's the line. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
この手なら
Uh.
きっとあなたは素敵な教師に
The best.
That's it.
Oh yeah, bring in the music. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the gift. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
気づいた。彼女の欠点は魅力でもあったんだ。
Nice, nice. Like the faults of every student in class 3E.
残された時間を
Yeah.
教師であることに使おう。あなたが見続けてきた生徒たちを 私の目で見続けよう。
Oh, writing the note with her blood?
この
Oh
触手を
my
離さ
gosh.
And that bit of hesitation, like, and yeah, she sees this.
弱くなりたい。
Oh, that's good.
どんな
That's
弱い
really good.
Yeah.
守れ、導ける。時に間違い、時に冷酷な素顔が出ることがあるかもしれない。
Oh.
精一杯やろう。
True face.
彼女が目指
Yeah.
したこと、自分なりに自分の得意なやり方で。 先生の話はいいじゃ
Now
ん。
here we are.
先生の教師としての死は
Okay.
雪村あぐり先生です。
Oh.
目の前の人をちゃんと見て、
Right.
対等な人間として尊敬し、一部分の弱さだけで人を判断しない。
Yeah.
自分の能力の限りを尽くし、君たちに最高の成長をプレゼントする。そのためにはどんなやり方がベストなのか考えて
And assassinating.
たどり着いた。
Yeah, yeah.
先生の残された命を使った
Taking the darkest part of your life and making it positive for them.
Yep.
30分かけて先生になった本当の理由を話し終わった時、突如僕らの頭をこ
Oh.
の先生との思い出が駆け巡った。この先生を殺さなくちゃならないのかと。
Yeah.
At the very least, you need to say goodbye.
Yep.
あと茅野に謝らなくちゃ。
Ah!
あの夜のこと。あの時は
Yes, let's bring some levity back into this.
She's blushing. Oh, she focused on his lips.
まさか助けてくれたんだもん。感謝しか出てこないよ。
Yeah. Look at her. Look at her.
All right. Okay.
おいとましましょう。
Yeah, we should be going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah!
人格ごと支配されるみたいだ。
Oh.
あんなのしたらもう演技だってできる。私がクラス1のアサシになってるってた。なのに私の心臓は
Shot
Through the heart. Yeah.
考えた。渚以上の殺し屋なんてもう
Oh.
うちのクラスにはいないよ。
Maybe then you'll need to.
今度は友達役か。
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
just help him hone his new technique. You know.
Right. Right.
皆さん、
Yeah.
いよいよ
You can always improve with practice.
Right.
学び
Yeah.
を凝らしましょう。
Oh.
No.
Downcast.
More
お前
like,
なら分かっていたはずだ。
will you help us through the 5 stages of grief?
こうなることくらいお前は教師の仕事を完遂できるのか。
You must.
状況に応じ柔軟にやり遂げる力がなければ最初から教師
Just who the hell do you think I am?
That's right.
そして次に愚かなのは自分の気持ちを殺し
Oh.
Oh, bitch sensei.
Oh, that's good.
Spitting facts.
Yeah.
私のようにね散々悩みなさい
Self-aware.
けども、あんたたちの一番大切な気持ちを殺さないためにも、
てめえが招集かけるなんて珍しい。
Teresaga.
渚
Oh, Nagisa.
どうしても相談したいことが。
Let's plan.
どうしたの？できるかどうかはわからないけど、コロ先生の命を
Yes. 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 Ah. Yes.
You can't
Put
taunt
your
us with that
brilliant minds
show.
together.
If you bring something like that up, you gotta follow through on it. Like,
Hey. Just because they're attempting something doesn't mean they're gonna succeed. All it is that they're gonna be trying to figure out the. Oh wait, is the ED different now because it's the stuff being undrawn,
oh, is it?
and it's like they're waving goodbye?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure the ED before was
Them
being
being drawn
drawn. Because this is Koro Sensei's smile. All right, y'all.
Okay.
We got ourselves a full episode. We got two very, very powerful parts with this. We got the last bit of backstory that connects us to the moment where Koro Sensei writes the letter to decide to be a teacher. Now, Aguri, she's gone. She
Right.
did die. It
Yep.
was not in the way that we expected. It
Yeah.
was through a very cruel turn of the dice just rolling
Yep.
poorly. and she got hit by one of those tentacle turrets.
Spear things, yeah.
Yeah. Now, Koro Sensei had his moment with her that built up to the point where they actually like kind of fell in love.
Yeah.
Like she actually was like, you know, kind of flirting a little bit with him, being like, "Oh, what do you think about this?"
Right.
And then he's like, "Oh," and then and the moment where she's like, "If only this wall wasn't there and we could touch," and then he threads the little tentacles
to make the hand
hands
thing.
so he could touch her, and it's just like and the whole thing of being seen, like the happiness of someone seeing you, but also like what it meant for him to see her, like finally at the end, you know? And it's just it's so perfect.
So there's you know, stories oftentimes will focus on human connection, right? Because why wouldn't you? But
that's life.
That's life. But one of the things that I feel like is very easy to take for granted, and you know, our society as a whole is kind of realizing this a bit more, I feel like, because of recent events, but just how precious it can be to see someone's face, to be able to touch them, you know, to have actual physical contact, and
but also to be seen. I think it's that idea of reception as well, where when someone comes into your life that just looks at you and sees you for you, and not your faults, not your trappings, all these other things attached to you, but just sees you and doesn't turn away. Like
that acceptance,
it's really special.
Because oftentimes people don't even have enough interest in you to actually look, much less be the kind of person that will be accepting of what they see.
Yes,
right,
absolutely.
And that's it's huge, right? It's
yeah, it makes a lot of sense in the context of someone falling in love or crushing on someone where there's that extra interest that makes it easier for them to do that. But one of the things that I think was important is that she didn't, like, immediately fall in love with him.
Right. That's something that happened as a result of the close connection they shared.
Yes.
Like
over a year. So that is something that is very important to know, is that she saw him, she, like, looked at him as a human being for well beyond the time.
Well before it took her to you know, wear the crop top.
Feelings for it. Yeah, exactly.
You know, but that might actually not be the proper term
for
it. But, you know,
the ogre top.
Right. Oh, man. Like, I could almost see her thought process. I don't think she necessarily has this kind of, like, personality for this thought process to work. But of he's constantly, like, dissing my T-shirts that I love so much, huh? Let's see him diss this one, you know, like.
Yeah. I think if anything, she's more like, wait, I wonder if I can surprise him with this and see how he responds.
Yeah, see if I can get him flustered for a bit, or
I'll bet you that's the remotest level of her trickster kind of personality. But yeah. She's dead. And Koro Sensei had a very sweet moment before that, though, with her having just broken out. And when he's thinking, you know, all about, you know, just everything else but her.
Yeah.
She grabs him and reminds him of her. And she doesn't even say anything. Because the things that she says in the episode are all in her head. If you go back and look at the bit here, when you hear the words coming from her, it's all. Oops, hold on. Where is it?
Oh, and she was, yeah.
Yeah, if you go down this path, there's no coming back.
Right. Well, and it's great because everything that she could have needed to say to him, she'd kind of already said, right? Like not that what she was thinking wasn't different from what she had told him, you know, previously. These are different circumstances and things like that, but over the course of the year, the words almost aren't needed, right? Her grabbing him like that, he knows what she means. He knows what she means by that, right? And when Koro Sensei, even though it wasn't called that by that point, but when Koro Sensei says like I feel like I killed you, you know? Yeah, it makes a lot of sense because when he found out that he was going to die and that he was going to, destroy the world and all that stuff, he started to pull back, shut down, Oh, I'm going to separate myself from you. Oh, what do you think you could do with that feeble strength of yours and, and all that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, whether that's because he's trying to protect her or he's trying to protect himself from the fear of the fact that he's going to die or the fear of the fact that he might end up hurting her or that he won't be able to see her again. Who knows, right? A whole bunch of things. But he pulls back. And then at the end, she runs up and grabs him, right?
After he's already pulled back.
After he's already pulled back to tell him in no uncertain terms what the situation is, right?
Yeah.
And then she dies.
And I love that after that, she says, I had the feeling my voice wouldn't be enough to stop you. Basically saying that I had to just trust that you, at the very least, knew my heart and feelings regarding not just you as a person, but just me towards you as like one human being to another. That it didn't matter. And of course, he then takes this as, oh, I completely misused my power. I completely missed the opportunity to learn how to use this power for something beyond destruction. And then she gives him the idea.
Teach those
kids. Guide them through the darkness because they're wandering like you. And he'll be a wonderful teacher. And I love this bit where he's getting to talk to himself because he then
afterward, I wanted to be weak.
Through the clouds. Yep, I wanted to be weak.
That's so good.
Yeah,
like people.
It's not just I wanted to be weak too. It's I wanted to be easy to talk to, able to perceive the weak, protect them, guide them.
Yep,
that kind of teacher.
Right.
Sometimes my cold-hearted true face would show, but I'd aim for her goal in my own way, the way I do best. And then we transition back to the present.
Yeah.
And he comes up with he tells them that he came up with the Assassination Classroom in this way.
Right.
Given that, okay, you guys will try to kill me in a way that will lead you to grow. And to me, having, doomed the earth, I deserve to die here because in many ways I didn't, learn how to use my powers despite the year that I spent with her.
Right.
Now, do you see the parallel? A year spent with the teacher.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to spend a year with the students.
Yep, definitely.
So in this case, the whole twist of this is that he's going to teach them, to make sure that they learn the things that he couldn't in a year.
Right.
But
yeah, exactly.
over the course of the year, he's going to end up getting taught by them as well. And thus we have
that's what I love so much about the bit at the end where Naga says, like, is there any way we can save Koro Sensei? Because on the one hand, there's a part of me that kind of doesn't want them to save Koro Sensei.
I don't think they can.
I don't know if they can, right? And that's why the fact that they say that is like worries me, because then it's the getting my hopes up, hoping that it'll happen. Then if it ends up not happening, then but
it makes sense as a response for them, regardless of whether or not they can.
Right? Yes, definitely, absolutely.
Yeah.
If they do, because these kids are that second cycle, right? They're what Koro Sensei could have been, right? And Koro Sensei lamented that he didn't use his strengths and his assassination skills and all of that to try and help people. And this is what they're doing here. Koro Sensei did not ask them to do this. He did not tell them to do this. This is something that they're doing of their own volition, right?
Yeah.
And they're potentially going to, like, the goal of every teacher is to have their student surpass them.
Right.
And this is them, if they do this, this is them surpassing him.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
Like
it would be the same, though, if they killed him by assassination, though. That would be them surpassing him. And that's the sad part about this, is that it works both ways.
Yeah.
And thus, in some ways, he's set up the perfect scenario. His brain being racked in this way, yeah.
And yet, like, the whole idea of, never kill anyone, right?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
Nagisa came close in season 1,
Uh-huh.
at the end of season 1.
Yep.
No, never kill anyone.
Yeah.
Because I know what that's like.
Yep.
I know what that does to you. And I'm teaching you these things because this is what I know. Right? That's what I love about how this something as silly sounding as the Assassination Classroom ends up taking on this whole new meaning, right? Because assassination and the way they frame everything as, oh, we're going to assassinate this test, or or things like that, right? It's goofy. But when you think about the fact that it came from someone who had nothing but what, most people in the world would consider to be some of the worst things that you can do, right?
Right.
I'm going to teach you the trade of killing people, right? Like, but maybe I can teach it to you in such a way that you can use it for something good.
Sure.
And that maybe you guys will understand and respect what I'm teaching you enough that you will know, you'll be able to figure out the ways that it can actually be a good thing. Like, that, I love that. I love that.
Because he's not telling them exactly how to use this once they've left the school.
That's what the principal would do. Like, not specifically
Karasuma. Or even Asano.
Well, what I was meaning is that not telling them what to use it for after they left the school, but that telling, like, the teaching method of the principal is very much like a telling. Like, I will give you the path to follow and sort of like force you to follow it, right? And
Gotcha.
And turn you into the sort of the lab rat that has memorized the way to solve the maze or to get through the maze, but doesn't actually know how to solve it, right?
Sure.
And that's not what Koro Sensei's approach is, right?
Yeah.
Because he's a teacher. He really wants to make sure that these kids are set up to, that his ceiling can be their floor, right? And here we are.
It's going to be.
Yeah.
And this is going to happen regardless. We have 3 scenarios right now. We have Koro Sensei blows up the earth. It's not going to happen.
Right.
Let's put it actually a little bit more vague. Koro Sensei blows up.
Right.
Regardless of whether he blows up the earth, he could blow up.
Yep.
He could Iron Giant this and go into the sky. For all we
And that's
know.
probably what would happen if you wanted to keep them from needing to kill him.
I don't know if they could risk that though.
Yeah, I mean, like
He might not be able
antimatter
to get far enough away.
Right, Mach 20 is fast, but in space it's not that fast.
It's not that fast.
It's not that fast, and maybe without the wind drag, he'd end up going a lot faster than Mach 20.
Well, I think if anything, he had to escape atmosphere, which is something that Mach 20 is capable of.
Yeah.
He would also then have to leave early enough so that he'd travel enough time in space, given the constant momentum. But once he'd left the atmosphere and stuff, it wouldn't be easy necessarily for him to continue accelerating.
Right. He'd have to like go to the moon and then push off of that in like a tangent direction to the Earth, and then So
there's that.
But even then, like a rat with whatever amount of antimatter it has, right, destroyed 70% of the moon.
The moon is small compared
is
to
small.
the
It's a sixth of the mass of Earth, I think.
Right.
But
it is.
But mass of a rat, mass of Koro Sensei.
Yep.
Scaling that up, then scaling up the explosion.
Yep.
Koro Sensei would have to be very, very far away.
And it's not just that he'd have to be very far away from Earth. He'd have to be very far away from anything.
Right.
Because the antimatter would not just, consume or destroy.
Like,
all kinds of stuff there. It could throw off the equilibrium of the entire solar system.
Right.
So we'll see.
The rat's explosion destroyed 70% of the moon, as in that was gone, right? The effects of the explosion would have probably gone on much farther than that.
Oh, we know that because when Koro Sensei is flying over the clouds, you see pieces of the moon flying into the Earth, like little pieces of of space junk, basically.
Right. Yeah.
So like a little rock and dust and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you need to be extremely far
Very far away.
That's one scenario. Scenario 2, they kill him. And it's either a thing of where he lets them because it's, something where he's
it's the, equivalent of all right, we go to, he's in bed and we bring him flowers and gifts and cards and, we love you. We're sorry. But
this is our assassination. And Yeah,
Right. And then he says, "You assassinated me a long time ago," and and it makes us cry.
It makes us cry.
Yeah.
Or the third option, they somehow save him.
Right.
The only way they could save him, in my mind, is if they somehow Nakama'd Shiro. And that does not make sense.
This was episode 16, so we do have several.
A lot.
Like, we do have a ways to go.
Yes,
so
that's very true.
So, and these kids are smart. They can definitely think up some crazy shit, right? So,
yeah, but we're dealing with science fiction here.
We're dealing with science fiction and something where. Now, granted, the world at large doesn't know the true story because Shiro wouldn't want to talk about it, probably,
right.
and Koro Sensei also wouldn't want to talk about it. So, there is the possibility that they could also get other people to potentially help them out with this. Like, it's not like the whole world has been trying, the brightest minds have been trying to do this, and there's no way of doing it,
Right.
So theoretically, maybe it could work.
They get him, and they find a way to hook him up to a extreme power reserve thing.
Right.
And they just have him just charge it over and over and over and over again as fast as possible. But then that's essentially the equivalent of him going into, chemotherapy, basically, where it's your whole life is basically this. You're never going to see the kids again.
Yeah.
It's not guaranteed to even work.
And
And
with the whole thing of if they kill him, then they can harvest it. What I'm guessing it probably is that, you could remove it from him while he's alive, but the process would kill him. Like, if he was willing to just sort of sit through it and submit himself to it, then but, it'd be cutting him up into a billion tiny little pieces, So
I could definitely see it being a thing of where his deal with the governments of the world and stuff like that was that they were like, you are a very valuable piece of technology. Why not just submit yourself to this whole thing there? And that's why he needed the threat, basically, to give them also the back off from me. Don't try to take from me anything there. Don't look at me as a tool to be used. I'm going to do this thing. And no, of course we were right. There's no way Korosensei would willingly want to destroy the Earth.
Right. Yep.
Now, of course, back then, I don't think he would have minded it.
Yeah, because he'd already lost everything, right?
But over the course of time, getting to know the students, seeing in some ways himself in a lot of them, this was a perfect way to show his character development.
I'm really curious.
And I really am excited that they have so many episodes left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many episodes, 6. It's like...
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot.
It's a month and a half. We got a month and a half left of this show.
In terms of having the primary mystery of the show being unveiled like entirely,
and
having 6 episodes left, if they wanted to devote 3 episodes just to him, like, dealing with the final threat that comes from Shiro, because there was that one person that came with him that had like a sniper rifle or something, and it's like, oh, okay, so that's definitely like a 2-episode, mini arc or something. But they could make it 3 or 4, but that's still 2 episodes left. So
so couple things. One of the reasons why, yes, it's like the fact that we have 6 episodes left in the show is kind of crazy, is because the concept of the Assassination Classroom now is kind of gone.
Kind of,
right? Because they're not going to try and assassinate him, right?
They might.
They might. They're still definitely going to use their assassination skills for whatever their plan is moving forward.
Right.
But
that's what I meant.
But they're like they have officially acknowledged in everything that they really don't want Korosensei to die, and that they're going to try and stop it. Right.
Right.
That's one thing, right? The other thing is that how before the principal felt like the most unteachable character in the show?
Oh, okay.
In that, like, he's the final thing. Like, if they can somehow teach the principal, that's the big kahuna,
Sure.
Theoretically, the other person that they could teach is Shiro.
Maybe.
Because if he has the most know-how for potentially being able to address this situation since he made Koro Sensei, right? Then ideally, if they're wanting to save him, he would be their biggest lead, right? Because they like, even if they didn't want him to be like helping them directly, getting information from him, getting his notes and all that stuff, all the data, so that they could try and figure it out themselves. That's probably where they'd want to go. And if they did manage to somehow, I highly doubt it, but if they did manage to somehow change Shiro, teach Shiro, get to him, then I would say their odds of actually saving Koro Sensei would go way up.
Yeah, I feel like the more I think about it, though, it doesn't feel right in the story.
Yeah.
To have him be involved in that, unless we have some kind of emotional kind of catharsis thing of where it's like, no, I can't actually save him, but I can save us if he's willing to do this.
Sure.
And then it becomes Koro Sensei's choice, not Shiro's willingness to help us.
Right.
I don't want it to be that.
No.
Personally.
He does not deserve a part in the finale.
No.
Yeah.
But he's going to have some part. It's just a question
Probably.
of whether it's going to be related to Koro Sensei's survival or saving of the class and humanity by extension.
And is it going to be willingly or knowingly or not?
Yeah. Right. Because they could just take stuff from him, too.
Yep. Just sneak into wherever his base is now.
Right. There is a picture, though, a parallel that I think is rather interesting with regards to him, though.
Oh, yeah?
There is a possibility that he is meant to mirror the dark side of Koro Sensei here. So let me throw out a thing here. Koro Sensei brings up the thing of, if only I had used my abilities for trying to save people rather than harm them.
Right.
What if Shiro realizes at the end that if he had spent this last year trying to find ways to save Koro Sensei, that there was a possibility that he could have.
Right, and that would have been more effective than trying to kill him.
Right, but because he spent all this time devising new ways to kill Koro Sensei, because he never understood that Koro Sensei had no intentions of harming anyone else, because he didn't pay attention to what was happening between him and Aguri.
Right.
He wasted his life.
Yeah, and he really didn't learn his lesson, because if you think about situations like Itana, where he specifically, after he knew what would be done as a result of it, he gives someone else tentacles. And yes, it wasn't as full of an operation probably, right? Because they were able to just remove the tentacles. Not the same, but probably would have the same problem eventually, right? You know, well, no, if they're still connected, they'll end up doing the whole antimatter triggering thing, and eventually there will be another big boom, right?
He probably didn't have it set up to where they would antimatter trigger anything, though.
Okay.
Otherwise, Itana would blow up again. No.
Well, I'm thinking maybe Itana wouldn't blow up again because the tentacles were removed. So, that was kind of like a way that would have been worked around.
Sure.
But regardless, he continued with that kind of experimentation, which shows that he definitely has not learned a thing.
Right, which is why I would say he doesn't. Doesn't deserve.
Yep, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
But also levity. We got some much needed comedy in that.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm sorry about that technique I used against you. What?
She's like focusing on his mouth. And like,
my eyes are up here. Like
that was so funny.
That was just great. That was wonderful. Yeah.
That was
and
really
and hey, Kaino, you know, if you want to make sure that he can't properly assassinate you like that again, then maybe you need to familiarize yourself with the technique, you know, and so that way you can counter specifically Nagisa's employing of the technique.
Right,
you know?
Indeed. So, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us and the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
Yes, we stream every weekday. Info's in the description.
Yes, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.